Parents in British Columbia say they are more confused than ever sending their kids off to school. That province's Ministry of Health is scaling back its list of COVID symptoms for children. Deborah Goebel now with the changes and the science behind the decision.
This is my biggest jump I could do.
A brand new kindergarten student this year, 5-year-old Brooks, has been learning a lot about how to keep the COVID germs away. And most of the time, he says he's really good about washing his hands and wearing his mask in the bathroom. But sometimes it's hard to remember.
You have to wash your hands every day when you go in, right?
Yes, I just forget them always.
Are you getting tired? What happened?
So when his mom heard that the Ministry of Education was taking 10 of the 17 symptoms off the list of COVID symptoms to watch out for, she was confused.
So it was a big shock. It was like, whoa, how is sore throat and runny nose not a symptom today, but it was a symptom yesterday?
Things like a runny nose, sore throat, headache, and fatigue.
The symptoms that were removed from the list are seemingly not frequently or even close to frequent causes of COVID-19 in kids. And so from following the science perspective, it's not an unreasonable thing to do.
Given the very low probability of these symptoms by themselves indicating COVID in children, the ministry took them off the checklist.
So it's a balancing act to make sure that children are able to attend school as much as possible.
But it's a balancing act not all parents are comfortable with.
Dr. Bonnie Henry every day says, you have to stay home even if you're a little sick. So how come all of a sudden kids, even if a little sick, don't necessarily have to follow the same rules?
All of these changes are geared towards making sure that we proceed in as science-informed a way as possible, and with the idea that we're still learning as the science is emerging.
For Brooks' mom, that isn't good enough. At the very least, she says, she thinks the ministry could have waited until later in the school year before taking the symptoms off the list.
It sometimes feels like a little bit of a science experiment on our littlest people. So, I don't know, it's a little bit scary.
Deborah Goebel, CBC News, Vancouver.